Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Leisha, you gonna have a seat somewhere? So today, we are doing, the topic is, let me say who I am first. I am B Free with the Trauma and the T, the True Song Podcast, and today we are talking about don't talk, just listen. What women want in relationships. So man, I know a lot of times y'all think y'all know what a woman want, or your grandfather or your uncle, whoever told this is what you need to do for her. But that's not the case. Also, women, we think we know what we want sometimes, and we don't. Because then when we get it, we think, oh, no, not so much. Maybe not. The most important thing, though, is we can't ask stuff of others that we don't understand ourselves. You know what I mean? So we have to love on ourselves first and understand who we are before we ask somebody to accept us for that. And we have to know what that means as far as maintaining us, taking care of us, and giving us what we need. We have to know what that is because a lot of times we don't. So today I'm going to kick it off with a couple of questions, and I'm going to let the panel take over. First, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, say who they are and what perspective they're giving to the panel. When I say that, for example, my girl Sherelle right here, she is newly married, so she'll be coming from the perspective of being newly married. I don't know what, I don't even know how she got here. She just walked in and out, But we go down and out. Since you have the right first twin, you can go. No,
I am Angela Davis. I'm not sure what I'm representing, but I am also known as Miss Bishop.
hold up. What about that? We want to know what you're representing. Are you representing someone single, able to DMV with this tainted ass pool, or what,
So I am someone that's representing all of the above. I'm a relationship expert. I've been through every one of them. She's single, married, divorced, entanglement. Relationship. I am, so.
All the days.
All the things.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tonight, I'm representing single and just trying to figure out how to balance entrepreneurship and relationship.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Tiffany McCall, the host of the Freedom Mind Podcast. And I am married. I've been married for about 5.5 years. To my lovely wife who is in the building. Hey, wifey. Yeah, big Murray. Okay, her. Yeah, but I have also been through all of the relationships, the entanglements, the situationships, the don't tell nobody we talking type of situationship, call me later type of situationship. I didn't been there and done it on so
I have to officially introduce myself. I am Sherelle Daniels, aka Savage Muzz, and it's also in the building. So I am representing the tattoo artist. Yeah. I am representing a newly married woman, but I have been down the line as well through, that's relationships and situations and such. But I am now a little over a year in, so I'm a happy married woman, so here to represent.
Okay. Thank you all for coming, taking our time to do this. I appreciate it. So we want to keep this all. You can keep the mic since you already have it. Write it down. What do you believe is the biggest misconception people have about women in relationships?
Yeah, I was about to say, we could run a gauntlet with that, but I think one of the major misconceptions about women in relationships is that most women expect to be taken care of. And I agree to an extent. But to each his own, your relationship is set up based on who you're dealing with, who you are as a person. But all women are not role diggers. So let's get that out. That's my misconception. All women are not role diggers. You know, a lot of women are independent.
Oh, my goodness.
Relationship expert. We definitely need to hear from you, Angie Speaks. Ma'am, could you? See what I do with?
The biggest misconception.
About women in relationships.
I think she did, that women want a man to take care of them. And not necessarily gold diggers, but. Or what do you bring, that whole, what do you bring to the table thing? You know, we are supposed to bring something to the table, or that I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean in order to get the ring type thing. I think that's the biggest misconception, when I feel like what women really want is, can I go down the line? What we really want
No holds barred.
is honesty, consistency, you know, someone that's gonna support me, a best friend, a partner. Someone that chooses us, well, I'm gonna say me, I'm gonna speak for myself, someone who chooses me unconditionally daily. That's what I want, someone that chooses me, a man that can pray for me, cover me, when I need that on a daily basis. So that's my answer.
Yes, and I thought you had nothing to say. Well, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm right. I think you guys said it all for me, and now I feel like I need a nickname, because all of you guys have very serious nicknames as you was introducing yourself. So maybe I'll find me one after.
Oh, let's make this clear. I'm here today because of her. So I don't know why she's acting like women. I mean, she's all, her name is all the things. She's all the things. She's talking about.
They got issues and, you know, I just think about it into this, I get a nickname. But I think basically what you guys said too, about how, religious, I think also, that's what I'm getting, like, what women want. A lot of them say, I don't know what y'all want. You know, I give you this, you don't want that, I do this, you don't want that. Also, they really don't want to communicate. Well, listen, I had to talk earlier, someone was in here earlier, and we was talking about it, because I was telling them that we're gonna do this tonight. And we stayed in here for like an hour, and he had some good stuff to say. But he said, and I want to jump off topic, but he said that what a lot of women don't do is when they finish one relationship, marriage, or anything, they don't seek counseling. And then they carry that over to the next. And I said, I don't need counseling, but as he was talking, I said, maybe I do.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of spice. I think one misconception about women in relationships is that we have to be submissive in order to be in a relationship. Now I'm not married to a man, so it can be a little bit different when it comes to like same gender loving or whatever. I hate that word, but just for the sake of the conversation. But a lot of the times, like being strong is like looked at as this we're trying to dominate, and there is little space for women to be strong and cared for, or strong and loved on, or strong and, you know, provided for. Like, you don't have to choose. You can be confident and strong and secure in yourself and still be in partnership with other people. So you don't have to lose yourself just to be with somebody. That's
Absolutely.
That was good, because that was part of the conversation we had earlier too, because I was asking a friend of mine, like, how come I can't find no dude, you know, and they said to me, I may have to dummy down.
No, absolutely not.
What?
Absolutely.
I said, why is that? You know, like when men have things going for themselves, they brag about it, this, they that, right? And as a woman, it's like, you gotta dummy down. so that you can get a do. No.
Yeah, maybe where I am or above.
So what I will say on what you said and what you said, one, counseling, I've been in counseling since 2005. And it has been the best thing because what I learned about myself is I am a life learner. And in me being a life learner, so many different situations come up to where I have to say, I gotta check me. And I need a person with a different perspective to be able to say, no, you're wrong, or you're going down that path, but what is this, what is that? So I've been in counseling since 2005, and I'm learning and loving me. And speaking to the submissive part of what you said, about that, I have masculine energy.
Me too,
I have a masculine energy, but I will say this. When I started back in counseling in 2025, I am in my feminine era, and when I tell you, I so love it here. I am allowing a man to be a man. And if I do not see that, if anytime my masculine energy rises up, that self-regulation in me says, this is not the man for me. And so I am able to recognize that. So that's the missing part that you're talking about. That's very important. I think that we as women need to tap into that. But you need someone around you that's gonna allow you to bring that feminine energy out.
So I'm saying, I'm gonna be against my own content. So I feel like though, so for me and people who've been around me in combination, you have a comment in the audience. I feel like I've always said, there's a difference from a nigga and a man. Show me a man, show you submission, it comes naturally.
Yeah.
But a nigga, you ain't getting that, I'm running all over you. You don't deserve that part of me. You're not getting that. So I think a lot of times too, when you come across niggas that aggressive masculine side triggers and come out because you see what you're doing. But when you have a man that's showing up and doing all of those things, that masculinity ain't coming out. It comes out when it's lacking, when it's not there. But I don't have no problems with it. Anyway, so we have a comment in the audience. Tiffany.
Tanetta,
about the dumbing down. Yes. The dummy, the one that you think you're dumb, are the one who try to coach you. That's typically in the 30 things like. Or what you're looking for is not what you're looking for. I tell my sister that all the time. In my dating experience, the women are looking for the same ones as the people. The one that make good money, the ones that are tall, like whatever they think. The ones that are flashy, the ones that when you're out, you're like, oh damn, he's fine. You're not the only one that's right? You might have to go get somebody that's, or be attracted to somebody that's not as flashy. They may, you can't have, they may have the same thing, but don't go after the men that 90% of the women are going to, or 99% of the women are flashy. And you're part of that.
Now,
If you're a.
so let me just clarify something. I say dummy down. I'm not talking intelligence dummy down. I'm talking dummy down in my life of what I have going
No,
on.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I mean, all if you find guys that want you to be that, and then, don't want you to live your life, and then, we're talking. But what I've learned is, sometimes you may have to go outside the box of what you're looking, not what you're looking for, but what your person looks like. And you may.
I don't disagree with it, though. I think being open to and being diverse is a good thing. So yeah, thinking outside the box, yeah, going outside. So I agree.
But I'm gonna always champion for women to get whatever you want. Don't settle for less than everything that you want, because you can have whatever you want. Like, you can literally, if you can literally have the man that you want, making the money that you want, with the looks that you want, and the car, and the outfit, and whatever, the intelligence, the religion, whatever it is that you want, you can have it, and don't settle because it may seem a little bit hard. I met my wife, she was 45 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late for you to find your person. Sometimes you just gotta do your thing and just keep not settling, but keep your standards where they are, and your person is going to find you. Don't settle.
I didn't find mine till 51 and a half.
Yeah, that time.
Oh, hold on, we have another question for the males that chiming in. It's not about the people in the back. I had this problem every time.
Hey, everyone. So my thing is, I live in Houston now. I moved to Houston last April. Yeah, last April. I moved to Houston. And I know the women from the DMV or DC, or for the women in this area, they have control. The women down south, they want to open the door for you. They yes, sir, no, sir. No. The women that's actually Houston, they different. They treat you better, the women that treat you better than the other. No, what I'm saying is, the women in the DMV are supposed to control. They're not here controlling, the visas, controlling. Who's got the money for it?
Wait.
Abuse.
Time out.
Okay.
I can bring it down for 8 so I come on a lot of things. Another woman may not know that, you know, so I can say, but guys, what I've really measured when it comes to just dating in general, right? I have strong opinions, I don't let you talk to me kind of way, I'm just me. But there are gonna be people that come into your life that are like, hey, I understand what you went through, I'm patient with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm there now. Yeah. I'm there now.
Anybody else in the audience have a comment? So the question was, a couple of my supporters came in like Miss Clark. What do you believe is the biggest misconception people have about women in relationships? You wanna speak on it? Yeah, I'm just wanna stop, cause you came here all late on me, girl, and I ain't seen you in forever.
What do I think? I think, one of what, in my experience, I think that men, they try to run from, oh, he wants to be married, he wants to be married, they don't want to talk about it, but all women don't want to be married.
I'm coming. Oh, and just an FYI for those who are on the live, so I make it so if you're new, most of the people that's in the audience, I basically target just on the panelists, so you really can't see unless they come up front, who's on the background talking.
I'm gonna say one of the biggest misconceptions about females today are women that are 40 and over or 50 and over are single because they have to be. Because nobody wants them. Because instead of being single, because we want to be, because we love our peace. Because we love our peace. See, there we go. Back to him. He said live.
Oh, okay, you know, on the show, loud. Elaborate. Tell me, Fairway. What do I think? That's live, what is that? Yeah.
I'm shy.
He is not. Okay, moving right along. Do you feel? Hold on. Do you feel women want to be heard more than they want advice?
Yeah.
So we would let the panel answer first and then I'll be back.
I'm gonna say yes, I think women want to be heard, simply because, again, everybody has their own aspect as to what it is they actually want out of their partner, out of their relationship. So versus someone giving you their advice and someone trying to tell you what they think is best for you, or what's the best fit for you to get somebody or to find somebody, that might not necessarily work. So for you, you understand who you are as a person, the goals you're trying to set, the partner you want to get paired up with. In understanding your livelihood, your path, your goals. But if you can't find somebody that's going to hear you and listen to you about where you want to go in life and how they can better help you reach those goals, then they're not a good fit for you. Anybody can advise you every single day on whatever their objective is or how they did exactly. But only you really truly know. Now, if you ask for the advice because you're not certain, just be mindful of who you ask for that advice from. Because all advice is not good advice and it's not catered towards you. The advice is just given because it's only what they know. They may not know you as a person. So yes, find you somebody who's actually going to listen to you, hear you out, understand you as a person, recognize your feelings, recognize your goals, recognize your standards of who you are as a person. Otherwise, again, you're gonna end up with the wrong person and you're gonna end up having to start all over again. So yeah, find somebody that's gonna listen to you, be heard.
True.
So I would agree, and I would say both. And the reason why I say both is because my word for this year is intentional and alignment.
Okay.
I have redone my values. And for me, with a partner, he's just that, he's my partner. So therefore, if I am going to him for advice, he's gonna remind me of my values. He's gonna remind me of, well, does that, what it is that you're doing, does that align with what it is? And if not, then if he doesn't agree, he's not gonna necessarily agree, he's gonna resurface and bring me back to what it is that I'm actually, what I need so that I can hear from him. So for me, my partner is going to be able to know who I am, be able to bring me back full circle to what it is that I need, advice and the alignment and to be heard.
But he had to hear you first, and he had to give you that.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I have to agree with that both, right, because I have a voice too, so, yeah, I wanna be heard, but I will take advice soon, and I'm saying, my significant other should know what I'm going through, what I've been through, and where I need to go, and so the advice should be aligned with that, so I'll say both.
I guess I'm putting with this fight. There is a level of expectation for you to just read my mind and understand, know what I'm asking for when I'm telling you something. If we keep it 1,000, sometimes we tell you something or we're talking and you start giving advice and we want to be heard, just or how we feel. And then there's sometimes we're telling you how we feel and then you're not saying nothing, you just like, that's what's up. And I'm like, you don't got nothing to say, like, you don't got no advice to give. So there's a level of expectation for you to read our minds and interpret what we're saying and decipher what we need to know now. I ain't saying that it's logical or it's right, but it's real.
Just to play on the opposite side, let me just ask you, because this is why I'm divorced, I had expectations. And so is that fair to your partner to just say, you should know? And so for me, I had to say, like, here's what I need from you. I had to learn that language. Here's what I need from you. Here's what, I just need you to listen right now. I need you, right now I need my friend. You know, I need your advice. And we need, sometimes, like I said, I'm a different person each day. I know that today. And again, shout out to my ex-husband because we're great friends. we're the best friends. I mean, but I had expectations in my marriage, which is the reason why I am not in my marriage. And so because of words like that, why don't you know? Why don't, I mean, you, and, you know, that's a masculine energy. But being able to have the language to be able to speak to my partner, to say, right now, I need my friend. I need my friend to be able to speak to me so that I can hear him. And sometimes it ain't even him we need to hear. That little girl in us need to hear that daddy voice to say, I got you and everything will be okay. So, that's,
But to answer your question, I did say it doesn't make it right, but the reality, like, we just keeping it real, sometimes the reason why you have matured language and you are very self-aware, so that you have the tools that when your level of expectation is not met, you can speak to it. Everybody may not be as emotionally mature to be able to speak to the feeling that they have, but the feeling's still there. So if I'm telling you about my story at work and you just like, that's crazy. Like, sometimes I need you to be like, Sally need to get her stuff together. Like, once Sally at the job, like, I need you to be having my back, don't always, like, and sometimes we look for things that we expect our partners to read our mind. We expect our partners to understand or know automatically what we want from them. And so that's where the maturity does come in. When our expectations are not met, we can speak to it, but we have them first.
And we want to know if they paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I just said all that, you like, oh.
You like, okay.
See, that's where you get to say, what do you hear me saying? So that they can say, what I hear you saying is.
Yeah.
And they really get back to, to be able to come back and say, well, that's part of what I'm saying. And then that's where the communication is, so that y'all know what I hear.
More of the story, ladies go to therapy, because.
Go into it, everybody, we all need.
Right.
Audience, anybody wanna comment on the?
I forgot, I was very safe. Yeah, I know, I think that's in now. I just want to speak about communication. I'm 58 years old. I've been married in the 27th this month for 30 years, going on 30 years. And thank you, communication, thank you. Communication is very key in any relationship, no matter if it's your daughter, your father, your spouse, your girlfriend. Communication is very key. So we cannot always assume that the other person understands or knows what we're speaking about. We have to communicate. Even from the beginning, even when I have my clients, I say, this is an interview. We're getting to know one another. Know your expectations of me as your realtor, and as you are my client, my expectations. So we're doing an interview process, that's even in relationships, no matter what relationship you're in. But you have to put what you want out. This, hey, I may be going through this, I may be tripping this day, I need you to reel me in. Speak the truth to me. So it's communication is the main thing my husband always tells me. God first and then communication is the main thing.
Absolutely.
Just want to say something on that about communication, because a lot of you said, speak the truth. And I think that's why there's broken communication in relationships, because people don't want to hear the truth. Or don't know how to handle it. And so they shut down and just, say anything. So, say again, sir.
No, I was clearing my throat.
You know what?
They can hear the truth, they just don't want to hear from you.
Huh. No, that's true.
Because she can say the same thing to the person that you're talking to.
And they won't accept it.
And they won't accept it, but you say the same thing that she said, they're not gonna hear from you.
And a lot of times that has to do with your gender as well. 'Cause as a woman, you can tell that man something he will not listen to, let his boy tell him. I actually experimented with that before. I typed something to somebody, I told them, they didn't receive it from me. but I had that boy say it to them verbatim, saying that's what's up, yeah.
Listen, that's not a gender thing because that happens all the time, regardless of the gender, but I did want to, dang, I missed my, I got my thought, go ahead. Oh, that's what I was gonna say real quick, because yes, they don't want to hear the truth from you, but sometimes we don't tell the truth. Those fight for the conversation, but look, sometimes we don't tell the truth. Like for whatever the reason is.
Sometimes women are afraid.
We don't afraid, we don't know our truth, we're not comfortable in our truth, we're not secure in ourselves to tell the truth. So we're lying to ourselves, then we start lying to our partner and expecting them to be able to know the truth, but we're not telling the truth, we're not being honest. I'm not gonna think of it, but I'm I think too.
How old are you, honey?
I'm 30.
Oh, 30.
That's
So
what
what she's saying is, we expect that from a 30-year-old. I'm 53 and I say exactly what I mean. I say exactly what I mean. Oh, yeah, how is that not right if I'm telling you exactly what I mean?
You that level of comfortability, but freedom does. Yeah. So I know some people, my wife is 51, so I'm not speaking from like, just making, I know people who are in their 50s who are not honest. That's your choice.
That's a character flaw.
Yes, I didn't say specific to anything, I'm just saying it's a possibility, it's a truth, a truth. And sometimes we don't be telling the truth.
I think that's just flat out a character flaw, but I want to say something about something else that I can't remember one of the panelists said. But I think it was something down the line of, I forgot.
Come back to it.
Yeah,
Come back to
Hold on. That's
That's
right, our minds are in photo.
I know what you're saying. I think they deal with like people science too. I was going to science until I was kind of older. I look at this thing, like, give you a second, verbal men. All 99% of verbal men know lie.
You said.
The women too, like, okay, definitely the men. The both sides that you have men are verbal men. I think it's just some people, and I don't even really know about science though like that, but I'm telling you though, and you just put all the last few prescription in the bucket and say, which side of that? So. See, like Gemini, and I think Leo women, they be just, some other one too. They just say hard with them. And they go hard with them.
I think to circle back on telling the truth though, a lot of times too, for men and women, we get faced with the challenge of, like Dana said, circling back, sometimes it's hard to tell the recipient the truth because they don't hear it coming from their significant other. You know, or sometimes they can't handle it. It challenges their ego and their personality. So a lot of times you're faced with, do I tell them, like the young lady in the audience said, do I tell them exactly what I want, point blank, period? Or do I sugarcoat it to protect their ego, to not make them feel like they're being targeted, to make sure they're not being attacked? How do I get my point across without hurting the other person, but I still need to tell them what I want to tell them?
So that goes back to one of the things we want to know, and maybe one of the males in the audience can answer this. How can we best communicate to y'all without
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying though, but we wanna know how we can communicate what it is we wanna say without.
It's what we want, they had their plan.
Here's the thing though, right? To her question, how do we wanna hit it? Like, I mean, we all heard the saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's more than one way for you to get off what you're trying to get off without being offensive, without being like putting somebody down, whether it's in any ship, friendship, relationship, hold on, babies, friendship, relationship, any kind of ship. You know, it's about communication, as one of the young ladies stated first. And the main thing that I'm getting out of all of this, and I'm not pointing anyone out, but it's the lack thereof emotional intelligence. And that doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. I'm not saying that, because here we go again. When you mention emotional intelligence, people take that offense. I'm like, what you saying? I'm not intelligent. And that just tells me right there where you are mentally anyway. But when it comes to emotional intelligence, you leaned into it. Oh, man, we about to have a good one here.
Yeah. I'm gonna let her tap in first, but I'm gonna turn it back to you too. Go ahead.
Oh, y'all will jump.
No.
So here we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. Y'all can't do that. Y'all have to receive what I'm saying from a male's point of view, because I represent us all. Whether they completely agree with me or not, at the end of the day, it makes a difference. Your delivery makes a difference. Your tone makes a difference. Like everything, all of that has something to do with emotion. Exactly, the time, see, I like you. Like, the time make a difference, all of that make a difference, and all of that is underlined with emotional intelligence. And most of us, like she stated, like a lot of us need to go to counseling, not just the women, on both sides of the fence. And when we don't, and we try to go off what we think we know, we're gonna fail every time, because we haven't been educated properly on how to say things, or you can think what you want to think, or sometimes you gotta be told how to receive it, and ain't always about that. So, and I'm done. I'm shy, so I'm done.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, especially emotional intelligence, but that's actually another podcast that I plan on doing. And I can reach out to you, so I'm like, you're not.
But no, I'm being down, listen. I agree to an extent, because you're correct. Communication is key, to circling back to what one of the other young ladies in the audience said. But still, if you have somebody who's not willing to receive it in any method on how you deliver it, then that's when you're faced with that type of issue. So again, yes, it's learning how to be the deliverer, whether it's the man or the woman. But on the opposite side, you have to put your pride aside and learn how to hear and listen what your significant other is trying to tell you. Because if you jump on a defensive every single time they're trying to elaborate or explain something to you, you're never going to get it. They can say the same thing to you running in circles 5 to 10 times, and every single time you'll go, why are you picking on me? Why are you saying, and you can be as sweet as gold, you can be as nice as you want to be about it. But it's only because, and like the other young lady said, it's also the person that's delivering. Sometimes they don't want to hear it from their significant other because it touches in on their ego. But if you can get their homeboy coming up like, bro, you messing up. Like, oh, that was kind of messed up. Like, you need to circle back and you need to fix that. Then you hear it a little bit differently. But why is that? If you don't check me.
Okay, so that's a lot.
So I had 2 points, right? So the first one, I wanted to piggyback kind of off of what you were saying.
Cause I always make this analogy, if I go to France, I can't go to France talking Chinese and expect the French people to understand what I'm saying. If I want the French people to understand what I'm saying, I need to learn how to speak their language. And so we do have to take some accountability. It may be getting a mediator to kind of bridge that gap, like Ian Lee said, going to therapy or have a couples therapy or a mentor that can kind of decipher, like take what you're saying and articulate it into a way that he can understand it. That might be a way, but the thing is like, we always have to keep in the forefront of our mind, what is the goal? The goal is for them to understand what we're saying. So who cares how he gets the message, as long as he understand it and get a change or whatever you want him to do. If you got to call his mom, like, look. Tell him, the goal is, the end goal is what's most important.
Like, hold on, stop control. So let me say this, now,
I guess this is a rhetorical question to this law. 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is fucking 2. Which one are you ready to give? Which one are you really ready to receive?
That's not girl math.
It's mad. It's mad. It's about the how. And you gotta know your partner in order to know how. That part, that's emotional intelligence. I'm gonna enjoy my long and a nice tea.
So that's what I was gonna kind of go back and say, when you speak of emotional intelligence, going back to therapy, you can't just go to therapy. While you're in therapy, you have to do the work. And the work is in therapy. So 2 people can go to therapy and one person could be doing the work and the other one is not. So I can have emotional intelligence, but I'm talking to an emotionally unavailable person. So therefore, I can have all the emotional intelligence in the world. But if that person is unavailable to me or non-communicative, then we got an issue in itself. So it goes back to what women want. What do we want? I want a person that can communicate to me that and be vulnerable to be able to tell me what's going on with them, how you feeling today, what I need from you right now. Give me 5 minutes, be able to speak my language because I'm gonna speak yours. You know, so in the beginning, we as women, those that are dating, be able to spot what that person is and be able to walk away when your boundaries are not are being crossed or your needs are not being met. In your marriage, be able to sit down and say, hey, you got a minute? When this happened and you said this to me, this made me feel. You're putting ownership on yourself, not you, and you putting that out there. So as she said, communication is the key. It goes beyond emotional intelligence because the ownership in any relationship is self.
A little bit. Hold on, wait, no, I ain't, no, I'm not done. I'm shouting. No, listen to this though. I think y'all forgot, and I'm gonna speak about all women, then I'm gonna run out of here, because I don't know if they gonna jump me or what. But I'm gonna say y'all as in women. I honestly think y'all forgot where y'all power lies, and it's so disheartening to me. Like, hold on, wait a minute. You gonna have the floor. You gonna have the floor in a minute. I think y'all forgot. Like, y'all power don't lie in y'all strength. Y'all power lies in y'all femininity. It's like you can flip the script. You can completely take all that masculinity and stuff out of there and get us to do any fucking thing y'all want us to do. I'm talking about literally anything. I'm talking about anything. The things that you think you can't get your man to do, you can get him to do it. It's just, you gotta go from the words y'all could use in masculinity and revert back to the feminine. You got to.
Hold on, I just gotta ask you a question real quick, because who told you that femininity is different, like, it's separate from strength?
Right, that's what I was
The
saying.
strength is femininity, like, we got to run the things.
That aspect, though. I mean, like,
No,
when y'all first introduce yourself, everybody,
yeah.
I know I didn't say, I didn't take enough, I know it too. But you know, she had.
You can't, it's either your strength, it doesn't lie in your strength, it lies in your femininity.
Okay, well, maybe I.
Like there's two different things.
Actual, it does lie,
That's what I said.
it does lie in your.
I think they talk
Last- Like everybody was saying how masculine they are, and how they like to do this and how they, but that's never going to get results from it. Like,
Yeah, we
y'all did, all y'all.
did.
But look, y'all never gonna get results from that, depending on the man, like if it's a man's man. He ain't gonna receive that no matter how many times you can say it till you blow in the face, we'll never receive that. But if you go in there with that, I don't know what word you use like that soft girl.
Some girl era.
I don't know what you call
Like
it.
that.
You're saying communicate softly, like the delivery of what we want.
Delivery, I mean, get back to the whole. It's not reverse psychology, it's almost like, baby, I got pain on this.
I need to.
So are you saying men are so fragile that we can only, y'all can only hear if we talking to y'all softly? Is that what, I'm saying, let me tell you what I heard and you tell me when I'm wrong, because what I heard you say was men are so fragile that they can only receive anything if we talk to y'all softly and rub y'all heart. So we'll hear.
So, again, I think it goes back to what Angel Mentor said. One, you have to know your person and you have to communicate. Communicate. You gotta communicate.
When I was married, when I used to talk in my little soft voice, because it sound like when you only hear when I say motherfucker this, motherfucker that. That's when you hear it. But when I start talking in my soft voice, that's when they talk about why you whining. That's when the whining part comes in. But when I'm trying to bring it, if I'm talking to you in my soft voice and my feminine voice, that's what he said to me. Why do you sound like you whining? But when I'm sitting up here with my voice now, that's when you hear me. That's when you ready to do everything.
So I'm gonna just say, I think that goes to understanding and knowing your partner. You gotta know your partner. I mean, sometimes we get people that we think we know and we really don't. So like, I mean, I can say, I have great communication. Okay, we go on. I'm gonna ask you something later, so we're gonna go to the next question. You got the mic. So we're gonna start with Tanetta. What makes you feel emotionally safe enough to be vulnerable?
Oh.
Come on, Tanetta, lay it out, lay it out.
And I was there.
Emotionally safe to be vulnerable.
Y'all have to listen to what the women are saying, so y'all know how to make us feel like we're in a safe space to be able to talk and communicate.
I think that the no judging
Good one.
and also not pointing back to, I told you so.
Yes, yes. Throwing it back in the face. No.
Right, throwing it back to you and then the judging.
That vulnerability, that's my Achilles heel, so, you gotta let me go off a little bit. Like, you gotta let me go wild a little bit, and you gotta understand me, like, understanding the person that you're in a relationship with, right? So, sometimes I gotta go wild first, I gotta go off first, and you just gotta like ignore it or whatever you gotta do, whatever that process is for you.
That's that
Let
Gemini.
me get my head off.
That's that Gemini.
Yeah, then I keep going. Like I said, don't back to me, cause I'm not, that's my Achilles heel vulnerability, I get a little,
Exactly.
Come on, Sherelle, being newly married. Yeah, what makes you feel emotionally safe enough to be vulnerable?
Knowing that no matter what my dilemma is, that my partner has my back. It's the protection part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like she said also too, not pointing the finger back at you saying that, you know, perhaps this is your fault. You know, it's hearing what my issue is, you know, it's like she said, I might have to go, you know what I'm saying? I might need that explosion, I might need to let out that moment of rage, I gotta get out whatever it is I'm going through. But I need my partner to be strong enough to be like, you know what, I hear you. Here's the situation, and no matter what it is, I got your back. Because at some point, if you let out your vulnerability and you realize that your partner is not gonna back you up or not going to support you at the end of the day, you're gonna stop being vulnerable. You're gonna put that wall back up and you're gonna decide that I gotta deal with this on my own. My partner is not capable of having my back, linking arms with me, well, you know what, shoulder to shoulder, arm to arm, we gonna take this on, and no matter what, it's gonna be okay. That's the strength of the partner. So, again, your vulnerability depends on your safety and your protection within the grasp of it.
Angie, you got anything before I go to?
I concur. I'm an open book, I'm vulnerable coming in.
Okay,
I'm vulnerable coming
here's a
in.
good one, men, pay attention, listen. Oh, you got the mic, okay. What makes you feel loved beyond hearing the words, I love you?
The audience said it for me, action. Being my person, knowing what comforts me, what brings me peace, what helps me heal through my dark times, without me having to say it, without me having to ask for it. If you see I come home and I'm having a bad day, step in the role, no matter what it is, babe, I got you. I got you. Here's your drink, here's a night out, here's some flowers, here's a massage, whatever it is to bring you peace. If you need a hot 10-15 minutes to get yourself together to circulate your thoughts, or you just need me to sit down and hear about your day, that helps me feel loved. Be present. Know what I'm going through. Help me absorb whatever it is that I'm taking on. And show it to me just like that, you know, again, but without me having to ask, knowing what I need.
Don't say concur. What makes you feel loved beyond hearing the word, I love you?
So, what she said, but I will say, acts of service. Not having to ask, seeing the need. I will say, I went on a date yesterday and I didn't know where I was going. And, so he took me to the circus. And the little girl, and I treated myself as an adult all weekend. I've been just treating myself. I love myself. I take myself on dates. But the fact that he took me, he didn't ask me where you want to go or nothing. He took me to the circus. I got popcorn. I mean, and I just was, I love and it's to me, it's just the simple things to where my little girl was actually satisfied, you know, and so the acts of service, when you tap into your lady knowing exactly what she needs when she needs.
Amen. Y'all hear that, fellas? But bear, you know, you're a bear, you don't count. The man, y'all heard that. Bears out there.
I just have to agree with both of them, it's the acts. No, might be not everything. I think
Exactly.
It's the acts of service.
That was a nigga statement. That wasn't a man statement, that was a nigga statement.
It could be as simple as if you know that my trash day is on Friday, that you can't even take it out for me, right? Or if you say, where you at, baby? I'm at the grocery store. And I tell you I'm at the grocery store, and you meet me at the grocery store. I ain't asked you to pay for it, but come and get these bags for me, right? So I'm just saying acts of service.
For me, it's freedom.
Like, allowing me to be and blossom and grow into everything that I'm supposed to be, that makes me feel the most love. When you're not trying to dim my light, or you're not trying to tell me I'm too much, or you're not trying to
Yes.
like
oh my
make
God.
me be quiet or be in a no, you love me, you understand and accept the fact that I'm loud, I'm gonna be dancing in a circle somewhere, I'm gonna have all the drinks I can, like I'm whoever I am, you recognize me, you see me, and you allow me to be everything that I am, and you celebrate that, that makes me feel more love, that makes me feel loved without you having to say I love you, just let me do me.
Okay. That's good. We got a good one. We can keep the mics about it.
Let me do me.
Can love survive without trust? That's a collective no.
Absolutely. No. Next question.
No, no.
No.
Love can survive without trust.
Why do you think so?
So you,
I mean, there's a lot of women in here, I'm sure, that have been cheated on, and went back to their women. So you've been there for a while, but, so you can't say that, love and, love come along with trust and all of that. Some of it do, but some of it, look, if you love that nigga, you gonna love him, even if you don't trust him. And it happens that way, and it's real life. It's not just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To feel that, and I have done it.
Not just talking.
To be real.
Not saying that it's right.
She knows me, so she know I've been there.
Not saying that it's right, or nothing like that, but some of y'all relationships been, the dude or the woman may broke the trust, and y'all stayed with it, and it was a successful relationship. But some of them didn't last, but at the same time, it happens.
That's true.
So don't act like it don't happen.
I'm gonna agree to disagree. I'm gonna agree to disagree. You're right, but the love changes. The love changes because, again, your level of love could be on 10. Once you discover that your mate has cheated on you, that whole part, audience at 5.5, it diminishes. And the longer you stick it through, unless they show change, which I hate to say it, a lot of times on the male or the female scale, it doesn't change because you stuck around and you allowed it. The love eventually diminishes. At some point, your significant other is going to leave. That love dies out. Why? Because they see the dishonesty that you provided them, the disloyalty that you did to them. The love never stays as strong. It's still there, but it does diminish. Trust is one of the hardest things that sticks it through. And that's only me speaking personally. I'm not speaking for the full panel. I'm not speaking for the full audience. I'm just saying that there's something in the back of your mind that will later on make you decide, is it worth me sticking this out? Or do I stick it through? Because apparently I wasn't good enough with you to at home, him or her at home with me. They stayed it out. That now develops your low self-esteem, because now you're looking at yourself going, why did they go here? Why did they go there? They didn't love me enough. Why should I love them enough?
Whoa, you can't make somebody else talk about you. They chose to disrespect you.
But it happens.
You're accepted and you're.
But it
accepted.
happens.
I understand.
It happens.
I do understand what you're saying. It does happen, but the minute that
So
you
I'm gonna have to.
accept it, the minute that you tolerate it or you back, keep going, you're saying something. That's you talking about yourself. That's how you feel about yourself. That person that's thinking cheat got nothing to do with you. Only thing that got to do with you is your decision to accept it.
Exactly.
If you accept the cheating, then that's when your self-esteem comes into play. But with them cheating, it's not about you. The minute that you start confusing yourself and start trying to trick yourself, or they let them gaslight you to believe that it's your fault while they cheated, they're not taking responsibility for their actions.
I just wanna say something. Some people just don't realize that. Some people don't, everyone is different, and I tell that because I am different. When
when I went through what I went through, my self-esteem didn't grow that. I still was me. At the end of the day, even after my divorce, I probably was hurt, but I was still me. Yeah, some people just don't realize a lot of people are different. And I'm still me, and I'm happy as hell. And man, I'm cool as we still cool. And I did love him, and I'm still loving him. But even afterwards, I still have love for him.
But I asked you this without feeling attacked, no? Did you love him more than you love yourself?
Yeah, you know, no, I know.
I will say this, to answer your question, I will say, I did. I love him more than I love myself.
That play on
That's
your self-esteem.
It plays on your self-esteem, and it's only because your value, what you learn growing up. To me, I heard the vows, and I'm speaking of in my marriage. For better or for worse, rich or poor, unconditional, all of that. You stay, you work it out, all of that. And for me, that unconditional will have you staying. But today at 52, what I tolerated in my 20s and 30s, I'm not tolerating now. So you cheat on me, I'm done. I don't care if you're in a relationship or a marriage. That is disrespectful. And once you disrespect me, I'm done. It's no talking, it's no forgiving, it's no, I'm waiting around to see your actions. Because can people change? Absolutely. But if you did it once, it's a chance that I'm giving you a chance to do it again.
But you know where that comes from? And I'm gonna put this on you, that comes from going to therapy, learning to love yourself and being healed. And having a self-esteem about yourself and say, I'm not going to allow this. That comes from loving yourself unconditionally, which you have to do first, before that boyfriend, before that man, before that husband. You have to love yourself unconditionally. So again, unfortunately, people don't like to hear it. And they say true person, and that's why podcast is true firm. It is a self-esteem issue, rather you want to own it or not.
Own it.
Self-esteem was lower enough that you took that from that person and didn't love yourself enough, that's all.
Okay,
And it's just a matter of opinion.
So can I ask
you a question?
I'm an outspoken person, and I'm not embarrassed about anything. But
Right.
that's how I felt, that's how I felt.
So can I ask?
Nobody disrupted that.
Yeah, but my question to you or to whoever who has stayed, can you honestly say, I still value myself at the highest regard and still allow someone to disrespect me?
I can't say.
Because you can't have both, you can't hold yourself in the highest of esteem and still tolerate disrespect. You can't do it.
Now, I can say that if I do get with somebody, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I think because I was married, and I want, I think, to marry them.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay, we got another comment in the audience. We want to respect everybody's opinion. Oh, wait a minute, yeah, she all the
Okay, can you tolerate disrespect if you fully?
Can you hold yourself in the
Will have
highest
regard and
esteem
still
and still
tolerate
tolerate
disrespect?
disrespect?
Yeah, and I will just piggyback off of the people who were raised in Christianity and different types of religions. It really comes down to perspective and the way that you look at it. What you think tolerating disrespect might be somebody else's idea of waiting for God or being patient or being submissive. For example, tolerating disrespect is just open to a lot of interpretation. So yeah, you can hold yourself to a high regard while being forgiving and understanding. Yeah.
respect your opinion, okay. Right. Now, let's take it, y'all know. They already-
I was saying, what?
Oh,
I had my hand up for a long time.
I'm sorry, what did you say? We apologize.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
About the.
Can you hold yourself in highest regard and still tolerate disrespect? Oh,
That wasn't the question, but.
if I'm in the highest regard, ain't nothing higher than that.
No, because I'm trying to figure out like, disrespect is not interpretation.
No,
So,
no.
so, I mean, I'm a gender-based person, so. There's certain things that I shouldn't be doing to you as a man to a woman, and there's certain things you shouldn't be doing, to me, which will come out as disrespect. So, I mean, my hand was up 4 questions ago, so I'm still 4 questions. I was sitting this, don't fall, I was sitting this. Okay.
That's the original question. There you go.
So I saw that everybody jumped on cheating as the church thing. That's what y'all talking about, right? But for me, yeah, but you said what? Your request is in. Stop it. No, like, I know everybody talked about the cheating and the young lady was speaking about that. For me, it's a different type of truth that I can't survive. And what that looks like for me is like a woman that's really flip-flopping. I can't really take what you say wholeheartedly, like I always have a buffer where there's no accountability for women in America, where you might tell me anything. And then when I'm like, what you saying, X, Y, Z, exactly. That's for me, it's just, that's not trust.
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
You've been attacked a lot. Oh, you feel like when you feel that aggressiveness or masculinity is
No, I mean, that too, but when you try to hold somebody accountable, like you can. In my experience, I really can't trust what I say. Okay, you don't have to be cheap.
So do you feel like there's something, so do you feel like, so then do you think it's safe to say before you get into a relationship, there's some healing you need to do?
When you say like,
But you're gonna make me feel the right way what somebody else did to me. I get an opportunity.
If you don't believe nothing she said, how can she tell you the difference?
for example, right? You chill out too. So for example, all the men in here, from a young man to a grown man, have been always told, you should be a man of your word, right? Right. Can you tell me the statement that they tell women?
So, first of all, the environment, everybody didn't get the same advice, because you had some men that was told, yeah, somebody, she can do what you want in the house, you live it. Life coach, Reverend, Obsession Band, Eugene has came in the building. The question was, can love survive without trust?
No.
Make a short answer to him. Got this thing into though. God is love. It's real simple. It's not gonna work with them. Everything outside the will of God ain't gonna work. The trust factor is something very important. Love is not supposed to be conditional. When it's unconditional, that's man. God is the only one really have the agape love, so we can expect him to love us unconditionally. our love doesn't have the capacity that God has. But to make it, to sum it up all at the end of the day, you can't, there's no way you can truly love somebody, unless you have, the God trust love. It's the God trust love. It's knowing you can't see the air, you breathing it, but you trust it to that capacity, if that makes any sense to you.
It's the first man that has spoke God. I love it. Are you single? Hi, I'm Angela. It's me shooting my shot.
What's up, Slim?
What's up, Slim? I'm coming around now, man. Great, they was trying to jump before you walked in.
So, okay. It is. Okay, pick up one. Have your relationship.
I was about to say something.
Have your relationship expectations changed as you matured?
Yes. Again, I had expectations when I was married. I went in saying, because he's a man, because he's my husband, this is gonna be, this is gonna happen, this is gonna be, and when it didn't happen, which was unfair to him, because he didn't know I had these expectations. I thought when you got married, things were going to be, and when they didn't, I was disappointed. He didn't disappoint me, I disappointed myself. So therefore, I should have been with myself. Hence, I'm divorced. So yes, I have zero expectations of a male that I am dating. I have some expectations that, you know, all of my things and needs and stuff will be met, but I have zero expectations of what a man should be, or, you know, how he should be or treat and what have. I have zero expectations.
I will piggyback on that. Yes.
Concurring.
No, expectations change because again, there's a difference between dating and relationships and marriage. There's a bigger commitment there. When you decide you're gonna get married, that is what you're about, your life partner. Which means that person is going to partner up with you, their goals and your goals, and vice versa. Your feelings, your admirations, all of these things tie into you becoming as one. You're no longer individual. When you're looking at somebody that you're kind of like dating, but not quite seeing, maybe this is maybe or maybe not marriage material, it's a little bit different. But when you pick that person to be your person for life, yes, your standards change immensely. Why? Because if you follow your vows, this is supposed to be your person from now to the end of eternity. So at the end of the day, if you can't figure out whether or not this is the right person for you, or if again you have these set of standards set, and they don't meet them, you change it out. But and do you have a set pattern for dating and marriage? You should. You definitely should. Getting the introduction to a person as to who they are when you're dating versus when you're married should definitely change. And if you find that later on after you've gotten married and that person does not meet your standards, you've either made a bad choice, but you need to figure out how to again go to therapy and make that work, or you've now discovered that you picked the wrong person.
I really want my mentor to kind of just chime in on this if I could, because she and her husband, as she said, have been married, and her husband is the exact opposite of her. Can you chime in just and speak to that, just the years that you all have been together and how it has worked?
Okay. 30 years. So in the beginning, I was that feisty woman, always jumping up in his face, ready to fight. You ain't gonna talk to me this kind of way, da, 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 da. So, we were having a lot of clashes. Never physical fight, anything like that. He never put his hands on me, anything like that, but I was the feisty one, always ready to fight. Always in your face about something, because you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way, you ain't gonna think you single and all of that stuff. But we went to therapy, because therapy works, and everybody therapy works. But just get to really communicate, back to what I said earlier, communication and finding out what's your wants, what's your like, more so, even though we were best friends beforehand, but when we got married, it was different. It's totally different. And, we just started learning each other love language, like my love language is acts of service and quality time. His is affection and touchy feeling. So just getting to know one another even more so and understanding each other better and moving in that direction. Because we always say divorce is not an option. We're gonna work out no matter what it is. It's not an option. And like I said before, God first. Just know what true love is and freedom. He said back then somewhere about love, put God first and understanding the vows we made before God when we said I do. So things of that nature.
So I'm gonna answer your question because I am maturing. Okay, not too much. I'm not matured, but I am maturing. When I first met my wife, I was 29. And so my expectations at a 29-year-old, the things that I value are different. The things that are important to me are different. You know, so many things in my life has changed. So my expectations, of course, have evolved as I am evolving. And so I think a lot of the times, like, people get like whatever we say at the altar, we got hold on to that for the rest of our life. It's like, you're not even the same person you were when you got married. So you have to stay in constant contact with each other. You have to stay in constant communication with each other, like you said, because you are evolving. Your expectations should evolve. Everything about your relationship should evolve. If it's going to be evolving over time, you can't just be, we got married at 25 and we 60 and we still talking about what we did at 25. Y'all have lived multiple lives. Yeah. So your expectations of each other should have lived multiple lives.
Well, not only that, when she did menopause, that's a Oh, you put that in life. Was the moon way? Cause I don't know who I will be when I wake up tomorrow. You know, you still love me. So the question we're gonna close out with.
Exactly.
Or you get to let you give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's different. For me, I've been married twice. And coming up, I was sheltered. So when I thought about marriage, it was without sleep. So I got married the first time based on searching for independence. And when I started getting out of that relationship dwindled down, I went to the second marriage. That one, I was learning myself and my business and who I am. And I had to learn about maturing. So part of it has been who we both became. It was about maturity for us. So after we separated, we was married for 18 years, but I was losing myself. And I didn't, so what I learned was different stages in my life and being in a different marriages, you need different things. The first one, you think about procreation. When you get in the upper years, as we are now, you're not thinking, you think about a partner, you think about this, so your needs change. So that's another level of maturing again, and again, and again, and as a woman, knowing who you are, you know, so that is the way I look at it, like, it's different stages in your life. And you gotta know, before you say, I do the third time, or fourth time, and you gotta know what your needs are to make out. Yeah.
Because later on, they say, okay, we gotta do a redo, we gotta do a redo that, we gotta
different phases of our lives, in our relationship. So you renew your vows and say, okay, what a different phase. I get it.
If you're in constant contact though, it's less need to renew if you are constantly growing together. If you are growing together, there doesn't need to, I'm not gonna say doesn't need to be a recommitment, if you are always recommitted to each other. You are always growing. Yeah.
We got one more person in the audience.
No, I think marriage would be better. If the marriage license expired like a driver's license.
I think so.
Don't make me feel like I need to do a part two, you know, I had to do that with relationship stuff, so I might have to do a part two. But, so in closing, you have, Tanada, you can kick it, oh, I can give it to somebody to go down. In closing, what's one thing you wish every man understood about women?
That's not none of my business. But no, I have men in my life. There's many men that I love. So one thing that men, that I feel like men should know about women is that we communicate differently. And you gotta be okay.
Y'all hear that? Men, are y'all listening? Men. You know that's what it was, don't talk, just listen. Did you all hear what she said? Did you hear the question? Opinionated Bear, White G, Tay, did y'all hear the question?
The question was, what is one thing that men should know about women? We feel men should know about women.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, what you gonna do the reverse?
If you learning about emotional intelligence.
Right.
That you have yet to identify.
What's one thing you wish every man understood about women? So now, the question after you, it's for the women.
I think that women have a voice.
Yeah, that is very important to understand, you have a voice.
That we are all not the same and we're not living in 1980 or 19.
Yeah.
We are not our grandmothers and our great
That
grandmothers.
we are not there, and if you want me to cook clean without the ring and no commitment. That's not us. That's not us. Go home. And then also the married men who are coming after the single women because you think that we are desperate for you. We don't want you either. We're not that desperate. We're single, but we're not desperate.
The women that, let you mention, but the women that. That is a sign of desperation if you're messing with somebody's husband. We're showing everything they do. We're showing that off the rooms, you know why? Again, there's a difference from niggas and men. We're showing y'all. There's a whole lot of issues for these niggas out here. Go ahead.
I would literally just say that, there is a difference between men's feelings and women's feelings, and women's feelings definitely should be heard and should be validated. Versus, you know, not trying to decipher and or understand, but really for us just to be heard. You know, again, we circle back to the masculinity or the femininity. And at times when you want a woman to be and feel more feminine, you literally have to hear the things that break her down, that hurt her feelings, that makes her soft. If not, she's going to pose back up on that masculinity side, and she's going to feel that she only has to protect herself. So the difference between that leading is literally women have feelings and they should be validated.
Amen. Anybody in the audience, women, these questions for the women. Any woman want to add to before we close out? Okay, fine. So I want to thank y'all again. I love y'all so much. Y'all no cold, perfect, respect in my heart. What I am going to do is there's a few people who have, either businesses or have events coming up, that I want y'all to shout out real quick. I'm gonna start with you because you got shout out my brother on this tattoo stuff. And you know, you got your event coming up September 12th. I want y'all to let the people know. And I'm just saying, because you don't forget to say, I don't have nothing to say. Well, you're gonna concur with her on Steve being a good tattoo artist. So, no. I have some. Yeah, I'm good over here. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Go ahead.
So yes, like as she said, on behalf of my husband, OD Opposition Tattoos, we are.
The best ever.
Yeah. Say that out loud one more time.
The best ever.
Yeah. My husband Steve Davis, happened to office visuals, tattoo artist, painter, muralist. A lot of you all are already clients, so you kind of already know what I'm saying. Hey, y'all. So yes, if you are looking for a new tattoo artist or painter or portrait, get in touch with myself and my husband. We'll see you there and all around. And our studio is actually located 1 mile over. Yes, get in contact with us. I do have business cards. Thank you all. And for previous customers and future customers. Okay, stand up.
You never want to stand up. He's the one that's all brown over here in the corner.
My bad.
So my name is Angela Davis, AKA Miss Vicious.
AKA Twin.
Vicious stands for virtuous, intentional, confident, inspiring, outspoken, unapologetic sister. I motivate women to be able to come into who they are, speak unapologetically, speak on their various subjects, married, single, divorced, how I was $68,000 in debt, how I came out of that, being up in my position, never graduated from high school and in a high position. Speaking on different topics, I also just, today got my letter for my 501c3. The Seven Foundation, so on September 12th at her space, I am having my baby shower to welcome my vision. So I will post it on social media, so that's coming up so that you all can see exactly what it is all about.
Tonight, I'm married, co-owner of Burger Set and McCall Seafood. I want to thank you guys for coming to Burger Set. I hope you come back again and support us. We do have an event coming up September the 5th. Every year we hold dinner on Blue. We normally used to hold it in the parking lot here. This year we're going to Clarendon, Virginia, and it's called Paint the City Blue. So make sure y'all come and support us September the 5th.
Let's give it over there. I am the host of the Free Your Mind podcast, and you can find us on all socials, freeyourmind.pod. We have transformative conversations to help you shift your perspective so that you can create the life that you want to live. Check out our podcast on YouTube. It's Free Your Mind, the Free Your Mind pod. And tap in with us. We got some new things that are going to be coming out for women to learn to become. Okay, let's go from stuck to unstuck. So tap in with our brand. Tap in. Oh, also, my lovely wife is rocking the merch. freeyourmindshop.com. Real simple. freeyourmindshop.com. Shop the merch. Support the movement and say with your chest and with your back and free your mind. It's great.
So, my promotion saying Good Dogs Entertainment Brunch at Spectrum Lounge in Beltsville, July 26th. It should be a fun good time.
I'll post the fly, I'll have all them send me their flyers and you can find it on True Song Podcast IG page.
For the motorcyclists, I have the 3 Wheel Nation. So we have a Riker, Can-Am, Slingshot every Thursday. We're at Sharp Bar from 7 to like 10 to 30ish, and we're taking my drive to DC afterwards. If you need any yacht charters, you can contact me and I'll get you set up with some yacht charters too. And my mentor is a realtor.
Man, let me work this.
Ashanti Edmond, I am a psychologist, through all things, strength. That's the name of my business. I do virtual counseling and my other half, soon to be, is a physical trainer and it is Sexy You Fitness. And you can find that in team underscore sexy underscore YU underscore fitness on IG.
Thank you. Anybody else have a business? Well, I'm gonna just, the people in the back, it's always the people in the back. So let us know. So this the thing, y'all, we don't have a lot of time, because we got like 15 events, get ready going on in the next 2 days, but I'm just let him shout out what he did.
What's going on, everybody? It's Love Jones from Love Jones Events. I'm not sure if y'all have seen me before, but I'm always here in at Lacage or Mary Lou's, which I'm part of, you know what I'm saying, helping them out with the team. That's right, Miss T. So we do karaoke's here every second and fourth Wednesday. Every Friday, we just launched Pre-Game Friday, so you can come in and play games, dominoes, spades, and pre-game with us before you go out to the major events on Fridays. So y'all tap in with us as well. And then at Lacage, we host the best day party on Saturday. So you pull up to Sip and Smoke Saturday, you never know what you're gonna get. So I need y'all to pull up Love Jones Events, just like your favorite movie.
So preacher, I'm not gonna let you get out here without shouting out Eugene Speaks. I saw your flyer, so let us know what you got coming up.
So every peace and blessings, everybody. So every Thursday, there's a men's group that we do in District Heights. It's on my page. If anybody want to follow me, my name is Eugene Lott. Eugene Speaks Life podcast coming out. It's called Breaking Bread. My nickname is Cornbread, so they call me Bread. But Breaking Bread is a podcast. Obsession Band is who I'm with right now. We got a show coming up. You're trying to see anything we want to do with the bands on Obsession Band page on Instagram and Facebook. We got a show coming up with us and RE and Citizens Culture Utah. This 17th, this Friday coming up. I'm a life coach. I'm a wellness specialist. I'm a mentor. I'm a marriage counselor. I'm a financial advisor. I carry a lot of things going on. You want to follow me? Eugene Lott is my name. Eugene Speaks Life is my business, and Bread Life is what I do for the wellness specialist, stuff I do to get everybody healed. So that's that.
Keep the mic, so what I want you gotta come this way now. Go ahead and lead us out in prayer, sir. That's how
Dear wise and eternal Father, just go ahead and expound. Dear wise and eternal Father, we come boldly to your throne. We thank you again for another day. For your mercy, your grace, and your unfailing love. We don't know what you're doing right now in our lives, Lord, but we just ask you to keep us in. Every time that we wake up, we know it's a blessing, Lord. We understand your power, your mercy, your grace is the reason why we are. But we don't take credit for that. Because if it's your will, Lord, we ask you right now, Lord, to keep a hedge of protection over our families, our friends, and our kids, Lord. Touch us from the top of our head to the soles of our feet, Lord, to heal us mentally, physically, and spiritually. We love you. We give you all the glory and all the praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
that's the best way to go out and be free to the trauma and the T. Thank you so much for supporting me. Love y'all.